Hey guys, my name is Courtney Dailey and I write Christian fiction books about Christians with real sin and real redemption. Please join me. Hey guys, my name is Courtney Dailey with authorcourtneydailey.com. Welcome to my channel, Sinners Like Me, where we talk about real problems that sinners face, real struggles that we all have, and we get vulnerable and very real about our Christianity. Today I want to talk about a topic that hits very close to home with all of us, and it's something very personal. It's your prayer life. I want you to just think for a minute, be very honest with yourself. When was the last time you prayed? Now, there are different kinds of prayers. We're not talking about the thank you so much for our food, thank you for all of our blessings, please give us safety on our trip, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about the real prayers. You know those heart-to-heart prayers where you fall on your knees and you cry and you have real conversations with God. When was the last time you had a real conversation with God? Today I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, because YouTube does that, it makes you step out of your comfort zone, and I want to talk about a time in my life when I was not having real conversations with God. It was January of 2020. And from the outside, I looked like a great Christian. You know, these Christians who are coming to church every single time the doors are open. I was teaching Bible class on Wednesday nights. I mean, from the outside, I looked like I had it all together. But the inside is where I was really messed up. You know, the Bible tells us in Isaiah 59:2, but your iniquities have made a separation between you and your God, and your sins have hidden his face from you so that he does not hear. I had a separation between God and me, a real separation. And you know, there's that saying, I'm sure you've heard it, maybe not if it's your first time hearing it, commit it to memory. If you're feeling separated from God, guess who moved? Right? Because God is always here. He's always here. He's ready to be right next to us and walk with us every step of the way. He's a constant. He's always there. We are the ones who move away. We are the ones who sin, and our sin separates us from God. This was a time in my life when I was wrapped up in sin. And it wasn't just the, I'm not praying, I'm not reading my Bible sins that we like to confess. No, sin had a hold on me. I was bitter. My prayer life was practically non-existent, except for those little, before dinner, short 30-second prayers for the kids. This was a time in my life when I really think I had just given up on God, because I'd made a lot of mistakes. I was divorced, I was a single mom, I was struggling, and I felt like I was carrying all of these labels on me and I could never get past them. And I had just kind of given up on God and given up on my faith. But God hadn't given up on me. Thankfully, God never gives up on us. You know, that verse that I just read, Isaiah 59:2, says that our sin, our iniquities are what separates us from God. But if you read the verse just before that, Isaiah 59:1 says, behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, or his ear dull that it cannot hear. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. It's one of the devil's greatest tools when we get discouraged and we think we are beyond all hope. And that's the place where I was. I was beyond all hope. So it was January 29th, 2020, before 2020 actually became 2020. We won't even talk about it. But it was January 29th. It was 2:30 in the morning, and I was flying down the road in the passenger seat. My dad was driving. I had a pillow on my stomach, and I was doubled over in half in pain on my way to the emergency room. You know, sometimes people are praying for us when we've stopped praying for ourselves, and sometimes God sends us a wake-up call when we're not walking with him, and it's not necessarily a fun wake-up call, and it's not the thing we would have wanted for our lives. This was one of those nights for me. My mom was at the house with my kids. My dad had taken me to the hospital, and when I walked through those doors, I had no idea I had a 50-50 chance of ever walking out again. I hadn't even told my kids bye and kissed them because I didn't want to wake them up in the middle of the night and worry them. But I'd had a surgery 5 days before, and I didn't know that some kind of complication had something toxic leaking, filling my abdomen, poisoning me, killing me, and I was about to die. Here's the crazy thing about it. I was about to die, but I still wasn't praying. I still wasn't leaning on God and looking to him because I had gotten in this habit, this vicious cycle. That's what sin does to you. It's like a clothes dryer, just over and over and over again. You sin, and then you feel ashamed, and then you can't talk to God, and then you're ashamed because you can't talk to God, so you just sin again, and then you feel more shame, and it just on and on and on it goes. I was in the hospital, and I wasn't even praying. Thankfully, everyone else was. Everyone else. My church family, my friends, everyone was praying for me. The ironic thing is, they were praying for me to be healed physically, and I didn't know that what I was really going to experience, the most important thing I was going to experience, was to be healed spiritually. This amazing surgeon came in and evaluated all of the tests they had run and the blood work and blah, 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 and they rushed me immediately into emergency surgery. I was in surgery for 7 hours. When I woke up, I was in the critical care unit. I couldn't sit up. I couldn't do anything. It was dark outside. I was like, what is going on? My whole entire world had changed in one day. Talk about a wake-up call. Have you ever had a wake-up call like that in your life? Where you're just going along, and something happens that changes your entire trajectory? When I woke up, I felt so different about my life that I made myself a video because I didn't want to forget the things that I was thinking and feeling, how different everything looked in my life. So I was in the hospital for like a week, almost a week. And when I came home, my entire world looked different. I changed my whole life over the course of the next few months, and I never looked back. If you are feeling separated from God today, if you feel like that wall is between you, go to God. Do it right now. Stop the video. Go to God right now. Talk to God. Tell him what you're thinking and feeling. Tell him about your problems and your sins. You know, I love reading Psalms because David has all of these prayers about so many different things. He prays when he's under attack from his enemies. He prays when he's distressed. He prays when he's depressed. He prays when he's thankful. He's always talking to God. And God is always right there just waiting for us to talk to him. He's waiting to listen. He wants you to come back. He wants you to talk to him. The truth of the matter is, guys, there are a million videos on the internet about how to pray, a step-by-step guide. And, you know, we have the Lord's Prayer that Jesus gave us that gives us all the steps and all the things that we need to follow, which are amazing, helpful tools. But there's nothing complicated about it. God didn't make it this big, difficult process that you have to go to talk to him. No, you can talk to him anywhere, right now. You can talk to him if you're driving down the road. You can talk to him when you lay down to go to sleep. Sometimes I fall asleep talking to him. I wake up talking to him. You can talk to him anytime you want. He's right there, readily available for you, and he wants to hear from you. We have examples in the Bible. Paul talks about praying on his knees in Ephesians 3:14. In Matthew 26:39, Jesus fell on his face to pray. In Mark 11:25, we have examples of people standing to pray. You can pray anywhere, anytime. Don't wait for something crazy to happen in your life to shake you up and put you back in God's will again. Do it today. If there was something you heard today that helped you or impacted you, or you think you could give to someone else and let them carry with them to help them throughout their week, I encourage you, please like and share, subscribe. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What things are you struggling with right now? What habits have you incorporated into your prayer routine to give you a closer relationship to God? You know, it's not an easy walk, the Christian walk. And none of us are perfect. We're all just in this together. Thanks so much for watching.